Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, Kira, Los, and Tensei. Say hi, everyone.
Hi,
everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Aren't they great at that? Now, before we begin,
every bi-week.
Yep. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built the tokens for this evening's game. You can build yours today at heroforge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam to protect your privacy while you work or play remotely. You can blur, remove the background entirely, or even put your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show description. Last but not least, this Monday, August the 14th, we will be playing the last episode of the Debauchery Circus campaign. We've been playing this game for 3 years now, but it's all coming to a close with our campaign wrap-up, which will be airing on our channel at 3 p.m. Central Time. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we're doing by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we return to Loroupa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the Dreams of Infinity. And we're back. So, as I've mentioned previously, in this campaign, we do our recap sessions a little differently. Whoever does the recap at the start of the session will receive the Random Rhapsody coin, which they can redeem for one free reroll during the session. Now, if I'm the one who does the recap, I get the coin as well, and I'm going to redeem it at the worst possible moment for our heroes. So, nobody wants that, and that's okay. That means we have some great recaps from our amazing cast. So, with that in mind, Magi-Knights, who's going to be telling us what happened last time? Okay. Katrina, tell us about what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity.
Oh, it's been a while, so I'll backtrack slightly. Last time on Magi-Knights Dreams of Infinity. Wow, this first day of school was interesting. The traditional first day of school assembly was a little different with the principal, now he's the dean, Vulcan, still being in the hospital. Then at lunch at Loroupa High soccer players were causing problems, and I made a new enemy with the weird boy with the creepy book. But all my classes went well. After school, I had a chance to flip through the newspaper, and it seems that the creepy kid's name is James Ronan, and he's the assistant editor of the paper. Well, we thought that someone should join the paper to check him out, but he hates me, and the newspaper meeting is at the same time as dance club, so it wasn't going to be me. Aisha volunteered. Aisha working on the paper? She's more of the type that wants to be on the front page in full color. Not working on it. She's been acting kind of weird lately and being nice. Oh well. Damian went to talk to the coach about what went on at lunch and found out that the other team's coach didn't seem to care that the team skipped class and was causing trouble. Called it friendly rivalry and was amused by it. And oh yeah, David had to run off to work after school, so he wasn't around to ask questions to or anything. So the rest of us headed to the arcade for food and fun. Aisha and I spoke to the Wanderer and asked him some questions about things. The crystals don't react to humans unless they're using power. Outsiders can talk to and influence humans, and some humans can try to learn magic, but power corrupts. And it's a strain on your soul. At least that's what I understood. Could that creepy leather-bound book with no title be magic spells or something? I'm gonna have to watch that kid. Damian blew off Levi to flirt with some girl. I don't know how much money he gave her so that she can win that teddy bear, but he must be broke. They must be broke. The girl was Lacey Beckford, who the Wanderer told Aisha and I was the center of an outsider incident last year. Meanwhile, Levi went to play laser tag alone and broke all the records and got a big prize. After the arcade, we did some investigating. Melody and I went to St. Mary's to investigate the sobriety chip that we found at the park with the cultists. Father O'Malley said that the AA meetings were not there anymore. They moved 3 weeks ago. And he's been losing people to the new church, Sacred Heart. And the meetings are all there now. I wonder if that missing kid Aisha saw in a milk carton went there. Is Sacred Heart run by cultists? We need to investigate. Levi brought Damian to the Loroupa Gun Club, and apparently they found out there was some power outage on the east side caused by fish. Anyway, it's weird, so they want to check that out. Aisha went to the library to check out newspapers, but don't know what she found. Now Damian and Levi are supposed to pick us up at the church and meet up with Aisha to go patrolling. There's so many things to check out.
Indeed, there are. The burden of the Magi-Knight. Well done, Katrina. There you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Make sure you use it. It only lasts this session. Okay. Well, Magi-Knights. The sun has set a long time ago, and the city is beginning to shut down for the evening. Most of the reputable businesses are all closing as well, as is the public transportation system that keeps the city moving. Levi and Damian are just leaving the Loroupa Gun Club, which is located in the upper portion of the city. Unfortunately, as the two of you are leaving, the manager of the gun club calls over Levi, and Levi comes over. He gets on the phone for a couple minutes and then turns to you, Damian, to say that unfortunately his uncle is calling him and needs him to come home right away. So he's going to have to dip out on patrol since, Stephen is not with us this evening. So the two of you part ways. The plan was, I believe, for you to use the family car, Damian, to go pick up Kat and Melody, who are over at St. Mary's Cathedral, before heading across the river to drive past Loroupa High School, where you're supposed to meet up with Aisha, who is at the library. But before we get into all of that, David.
Yeah.
When you last left Coltrast Academy, you had taken the bus over to the local game store which is called True Gamers. There, you had your free time phase where you spent that at work. Now it's been a long day, and afterwards you left and headed over to your home to do a little bit of independent investigation. But let's go ahead real quick and see what kind of day you had at work.
Okay.
It is basic. It's just a roll, which I'm looking for right now. Of course, it's not
Just a roll. Just any roll at all.
Well, it's not any roll. It's a specific roll, which I'm trying to find. There it is. Okay. So basically, what I need from you is to roll a d4, and that's going to determine how your day went. So roll for me a d4.
It's 4.
Nice.
I went either the best or the worst.
Well, what you had was an awesome day. A customer or manager noticed your stellar work. It's about time. Why did they take so long to notice that you're awesome? You get to gain 1 social point with someone who you would have seen that day, and you also gain 2 budget tallies. So you can go ahead and add those to your character sheet.
If I ever mix them up, somebody remind me that Electrum is budget tallies.
Fair enough. Now, after you had that awesome day at work, like I said, you headed home and you did a bit of private investigating. But while that was going on, you also had your communicator. So when the group started planning what to do for their patrol phase, you could have heard that as well. Do you join in the conversation?
So that I don't retcon anything that happened last time, I think I'll just say, like, hey, sounds good, pick me up on your way to the high school. Without any other introduction, just completely interrupting the conversation after several hours of silence.
That sounds about on point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you all hear David chime in, wanting to be picked up. Now, good thing is that he lives somewhat on the way. You could either pick him up after picking up the ladies over at St. Mary's or beforehand, either.
I think it would make sense to drop, or even with Levi, with or without Levi, to drive over to St. Mary's, grab the girls, and then drive to Levi's house, drop him off, because he's real close to where David's at, and then swing over and pick up David after dropping off Levi.
Okay.
And then
y'all could have absolutely done that.
Cool. That way Levi doesn't feel like he has to, like, figure out his own way home or something and be like, yeah, I'll just drop you off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, after that, with everyone, the group in tow, where are you planning on heading? Are you going straight to the Loroupa High School? Are you planning on going anywhere else beforehand? What's your mindset? What's the goal as you're driving across the river to the downtown portion of the city?
I think we're communicating with Aisha to find out where she is so that we can link up with her ASAP and she's not walking around alone after 9 p.m. So even though it takes some time to, like, get over there, like, wherever she is by the time we're over there, that's where we're trying to link up. And then I think the original goal was to, like, meet up at Loroupa High. So, like, depending on how time and distance works in this game, I would say that we either pick her up on our way or, you know, etc.
Well, I just looked to see where Levi lives, and Levi actually lives in the downtown area. So if you were to get the ladies at St. Mary's and then David and then make your way into downtown, you could drop Levi off and probably pick up Aisha about a good third to a half way through her on-foot journey towards Loroupa High.
Perfect. That's what I do.
Okay. Now, this really only takes about 20-25 minutes or so. It's not too difficult for you to gather everybody up and start making your way downtown. Afterwards, I imagine you're turning towards Loroupa High first? And then are you planning on, imagine Loroupa High is your fairly typical high school. Big, long, wide building that was probably designed by somebody who also designs prisons. Which, actually, if you live in Missouri, that's a real thing.
Oh, for sure.
Not even joking. But anyway, they're long, flat, concrete buildings. They always have a gymnasium. They have a big, wide campus that's all kind of interlocked and connected, and then, like a track to the side and things of that nature, and a big, wide parking lot in the front of the building. So, are you planning on just, doing a slow drive-by along the outside of the school? Are you planning on going up into the school? What's the thought process?
Yeah, I think so. I think we do a drive-by. What was that? Sorry, I just saw a cat.
See if the crystal reacts to anything.
Yeah, like a compass.
We wanted to go to the power company too, right? So are we just checking out the school and then going to the power company, or?
Yeah, so that's the difficult thing, is that I think we have to make a decision between Sacred Heart's Church or the power station, right? Like both of those.
Oh, I thought we already decided the church would be during the day, so people will actually be there. So
yeah, okay, so yeah, great, fantastic. Then I'm just gonna do a quick drive-by to see if there's any weird goings on, like after hours, that there shouldn't be. And if nothing piques, my interest or our collective interest, then we'll just drive over to the power station and see what's going on over there.
Cultists on the soccer field or something.
Yeah. Or like the gymnasium area,
Okay, sounds good. So just, we're on the map right now. I don't have the map pulled up for the camera,
Sure.
but I'm going to describe it a little bit. Now, the upper part of Loroupa is basically where Coltrest Academy, a lot of the players live, a lot of the things they've been at. Now, across the river to the south, in the very central portion of the city of Loroupa, is the downtown area. And then collectively from west to east, there's the lower west side, then the lower east side opposite that, and then the upper east side, slightly to the, obviously northeast of the downtown area. Now, looking on the map, the Sacred Heart's church that you had just mentioned, that's over here at the very top of the downtown area.
Sure.
Loroupa High is much more farther to the southeast. It's right there near the downtown area, but is technically a part of the lower east side. And then the Loroupa Power Station there is right here in the upper east side, right where the upper east side and the downtown area meet. It's right there on the river itself. So if you're going to be driving from dropping Levi off, curling around to Loroupa High, you would basically just go due north to hit the power station.
Yeah.
Okay.
The power station was something happened at the power station, and it was the lower east side that lost power.
Correct. Yeah, the lower east side is the side that lost the power itself. The power station powers all of Loroupa. It's not just powers one area. It just happens to be in the northern part of downtown near the upper east side.
And
so as we're rolling... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and the school is in the lower east side that lost power.
Yes. Yeah.
So as we're rolling by Loroupa High, does anything stick out to me as weird?
Get to that.
Oh.
Well, that's our first
chopping at the bit.
Yeah, we're just discussing the plan here. But yeah, that's
the real weird thing is that we're a bunch of high schoolers going to high school at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The other high school.
The wrong high
that's
school.
True, the rival one.
That's normal. We're gonna TP it. All of it.
Yeah. That was a big thing in the 90s too, TPing.
It was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gathering everybody up, picking Aisha up last. You're all crammed into a Damian's family car. It's a moderate-sized sedan. It's not like horribly cramped, but it's also not like a minivan or anything like that.
I call shotgun.
You can have it.
Thanks.
Good call. I imagine David being the smallest out of everybody is in the middle. In the back
Oh,
seat.
don't do that to me. You're correct, but don't do that to me.
Between Kat and Aisha, I think you're fine.
Steven will be jealous because it was him last time.
It's always been canon that David's at least an inch shorter than anybody in the group.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're all driving over to Loroupa High. It is, like I said, about 9:30 in the evening by this point. Darkness has fully set over the city, and it is still a fairly clear evening. The moon lies low over the horizon, just over the peaking treetops of the forests that surround the city. There's barely anybody on the streets right now. When I say the Loroupa mostly shuts down in the evening, I'm being quite serious. Almost every business has lights off by this point. The few that do have lights on are closed, other than, your bars and places of adult nature. But for the most part, the city streets are basically deserted. You see maybe an occasional car pass by. Once or twice, you see the cops driving around, just lightly patrolling, but their numbers are not high either in the middle of the night. And Loroupa is considered to be a very, very safe city. Despite or because of this fact, the choice is up to you. But as you're making your way through the downtown area towards the Lower East Side, you come upon the very large campus that is Loroupa High. Loroupa High, as I described before, looks kind of like a prison. Just a big, blocky building, gymnasium attached to one side. It's very obvious that wings have been added onto it as the years have progressed in the city. And so there's this odd sort of compilation of old parts, newer architecture connected to it. It's a juxtaposition that makes anybody who's a student of architecture just get a really bad headache. But there it is. The building itself is darkened, though there are lights on in the parking lot itself. And as you're driving by, you do notice that there's about a dozen or so cars in the parking lot, parked near the track and field, which also has lights on.
That's weird. I'm gonna turn off the headlights on the car and try to coast to like a stop so it doesn't sound like a car is like driving by or anything. I don't want to like draw attention. And turn to every. Oh, go ahead.
Before you turn to everybody, make for me real quick either a stealth or I'll allow a coordination check.
Well, neither of those are good for me. So. Let's see.
If you want to argue some other skill that might make sense, I would allow it.
I don't think I have anything that would. Maybe deception, because I'm in a car trying to not sound like I'm in a car. But yeah, I'll roll stealth. That's fine.
I would say maybe perception, because you're looking, like watching for people. Maybe, I don't know.
What is the what was the? Yeah, all right, stealth it is.
Yeah. I would say, just personally in my mind, perception is watching for other people. But in this, you're turning off the lights. You're trying to hit the brakes without making a sound. You're trying to be stealthy. And I imagine you're like not parking in the parking lot itself. You're still on the road. You got the lights off. You're slowing down just to get that better look.
Right.
So what'd you roll?
I rolled a 16.
16. So I would say that with your 16, you do not make a sound. You very lightly push down on the brakes. You've had it tuned up recently, and so you're just kind of slowing to not a halt, but slow enough that you can really take a better look at the area. You can see that the track and field, you know, a big long field, track around it, used for football, soccer, whatever. It's basically about 60 or so feet to the east of the school building itself. Has a very tall fence around it, and then you can see a pair of stadium bleachers to either side of the track. You can see like a building in front of that's kind of like the ticket concession area, that sort of thing. And you can see all these things clearly because the stadium lights are on, all of them. The scoreboard, it also looks like it's on, and you can see that there's a few numbers on the board. Home team has like a 6 next to it.
So when you say like I see a dozen cars, like does it look like there's a game happening right now?
Well, there are a dozen or so cars that's parked in front of it, which is not nearly as much as as the parking lot can hold. It's like just the very front of the parking spots that are right in front of the stadium.
Cool.
It wouldn't be a game. You know that for sure, that they would not be having a game on a Monday.
Yeah, this late. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to... Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. These small towns. No, I'm going to turn around to everyone in the car and say, like, you know, what do y'all think? Like, activity this late at night at a high school football field? You know, this is weird.
Check out Gem.
Their coach has gotten pretty aggressive lately. Think he's keeping him here for practice this late?
I mean, I think it's worth taking a look. We could either all try to go very quietly, or you know, one of us could try to peek. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think one could get away faster. Maybe Melody could go, or should we be saying Soul and stuff at this point?
I think I have a high dex. Let me check.
Well, Aisha, you did say you pulled out your soul crystal and checked it. It is not glowing.
Do I remember how close it started glowing the first time we saw Outsiders?
I can answer that question. I don't remember offhand.
I don't think we were that close.
I think it has to be like 100 or so feet, but not higher.
Oh.
Are we within 100 feet of the...
No, you're definitely not.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest that we park and get out quietly and, you know, just approach quietly, if possible. With an eye on, like, our soul crystals, maybe.
Yeah. One person taking point.
Since we had a bit of a drive, I think, before we get too far ahead, I think that on the drive over here, David would have relayed his recent findings, and explained that he did a little bit of digging into the coach's... I've completely forgotten the name that you gave me.
Man.
Yeah.
Really?
Look.
Larry Philpotts.
That's a Loroupa High coach?
Yes.
That's a horrible last name. How did he... Coach Philpotts. I'm sorry, that's very funny to say. Has won very few games and like no major games ever since he took over as coach. What did you say, it's like 7 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And he's got to be getting frustrated about it, but people have said that in the last this season, basically, he has gotten incredibly intense. He's like drilling everybody harder. He's gotten more aggressive. He is encouraging more aggressive behavior both on and off the field. That this guy has changed.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's worth checking out then.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have my soul crystal in my hand, kind of keeping an eye on it. I'm happy to take point. Yeah. And then approach as quietly as possible. Do you want? Should we? Yeah.
Well, my question is, what's the plan? You've just slowly been driving along in front of the Loroupa High itself, and you can see those lights. Are you pulling into the parking lot and going straight over to the field? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think I'll park a little ways away so as not to raise any suspicion or anything when we open and close our doors as quietly as possible. And then, walk the whatever distance it is, from one end of the parking lot to the other, with the team to go see what's going on in practice here, or whatever this is.
Okay. So, what I would like for you to do is, as you can without problem, very slowly make your way, turn around, head into the parking lot of the school, park, 50 or so feet away from it, a couple spots behind where the, what you're assuming at this point is the team had parked. That way your car's a little bit away, you can get to it easily, that sort of thing. And you all park and begin to get out of the car. Go ahead and give me stealth checks, everybody.
Is this?
Or actually, why don't we use this?
Yeah.
Why don't we use this as a group check? We haven't done one of those. Let me pull out the group check. Squadron skill checks. So the way this works is we're going to collect a pool of 5 D4s. So everyone's going to get a D4. Okay? Each person is going to roll their D4. Each Magi-Knight gets to add a bonus to the total of the squadron skill check equal to one of the following. If they have, you can add +1 to the total if you have no skill proficiency in the skill we're talking about, which is stealth. You can add a +2 if you have skill proficiency, or a +3 if you have skill mastery in that. Additionally, they may choose one D4 that was rolled and re-roll it before the outcome of the dice is determined. After that, then you add the squadron's reputation level, which you don't have one right now. And then all of you are going to roll your D4s and add either a +1, a +2, or a +3 to that. We add the total together, and that's your squadron skill check. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first question is show of hands. Who has proficiency in stealth?
Jesus, are you the only one?
Oh my
Cool.
God.
Fantastic.
Oh, we're going to be
Wonderful.
so good at this, guys.
This makes me happy. I love it. Okay. So, everyone but Kat gets to add a +1 to their D4 roll. So you're going to roll a 1D4 +1. Kat, you get, is it just proficiency or do you have mastery?
Just proficiency. My mastery is in athletics.
Okay, so you get to add a 2 to your roll. 1D4 +2. Let's add it all together.
I don't know how to add the plus.
Yay.
Just literally +2.
Yeah.
I just usually use the little little thing
Um,
up here.
Flash.
on the dice roller, if you click on Advanced Roller, it pops up with a thing that you can add pluses and minuses to it.
Okay. Oops. Six.
Nice.
Oh, I'm supposed to add one to it. Okay. I see. Should I re-roll or just add one to what I rolled?
No, we're just going to add one to yours. So,
Cool.
looks like Damian, you got a 4.
Mhm.
David got a 2.
Ooh.
Aisha got a 5.
You got 22.
Yeah. Melody got a 5, and Kat got a 6. So, yeah, in total.
Damn, I got some good 4s.
So we can re-roll
Yeah,
one
we-
of them?
No,
We don't
if
need
somebody
to.
has if somebody has mastery, we can reroll.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, only if someone has mastery.
Okay, cool.
But still, you rolled a 22. So together, collectively, as a group, you're pretty freaking stealthy.
Nice.
You all open your doors quietly, pushing them. Sneak out. Gently close the doors again. You all tiptoe across the parking lot, weaving, serpentining around the cars.
And make sure the dome
Make
light
your
is
way-
off. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, go for it. Yeah, you make sure the dome light is off and all that. You go creeping towards the fence, and you can hear, as you're all moving, something. It definitely sounds like people are on the other side. Go ahead, everyone. We're gonna do this separately because I want to see what everyone can actively hear. Make perception checks.
Do you want us to call him out right when we do it?
I'm going to go around the table and ask.
Okay. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Startlingly average so far.
Okay. Aisha.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. Damian.
11.
David.
10.
Trina.
6.
Melody.
9.
Most of you can only hear the sounds of like indistinct yelling, calling back and forth, but you're having a hard time making out because you're much more focused on not making a sound. Aisha, on the other hand, you can hear a little bit more, and you kind of like shh, everybody to listen. You can hear what sounds like a deep masculine voice that is calling out drills, calling out, telling different team members to do different things. It sounds as though the team is indeed practicing right now. And, like, it's 9:45. Why the hell would they be here this late? You can't help but thinking. But
My old self, that makes sense to me. You go till midnight. You go till the day is done.
fair enough. Now, what you do hear is at one point you're like listening for a few minutes. You hear the voice of that deep masculine sounding voice calling out, "Remember, kids, we are the devout of discontent, and we will defeat our rich and entitled opponents in Cold Trust Academy. They've had an unfair advantage for far too long. We'll show those cheaters what a team can do when pushed to perfection." And other than that, you're hearing his voice and a couple other voices calling out different commands. It sounds like they're definitely practicing.
Sounds like a practice, but it also sounds really culty, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to record as much as I can
Intent.
while we're here. Like, I feel pretty confident that this isn't going to turn into a battle or anything, but I'd like to quietly, if I've got my CD Go Boy thing, I'd like to try to record what I can, if possible.
Can a CD Go Boy record something?
Do you mean you have a
sure,
talk?
why not?
Do you mean you have a talk boy?
Well, in the manual, it's called the CD Go Boy or Go Girl or whatever, right?
Yeah,
and the way Kira was describing it is that it's like the old school talk boy where it was like a mic thing that could record onto a cassette. Is that right?
Right.
Well, what's a reference to, but it's actually a CD player. There, you could have a cassette player that can record, but not.
Yeah, no.
CDs.
If it's not that thing, then and it is just a CD player, then never mind. I thought. All right. Well, yeah, and we have no way to take evidence of what's happening. So I say we just check the soul crystal, and if nothing's happening, then we just try to sneak away and get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at the soul
Sneak into his
crystal the
office?
entire time until we got within 100 feet.
Yeah, you've had your soul crystal out and you've been watching it as you crept close. There's no glow coming off of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say we could turn tail and get out of here.
This is definitely bad, but maybe not our jurisdiction right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be he might be involved, but there's no outsider here. So don't know what we're supposed to do.
Well,
yeah.
We need more information. We've gathered information for now, and we know to keep tabs on these guys. Let's get out of here.
we can still gather more tonight.
Well,
What,
we,
his
Do you mean
office?
from our current location? Like, should we just hide and see how things play out?
This is that's not their team name, right? He kind of turns to Damian.
The bout of discontent.
Do I
not
know what their
correct,
team
right?
name is?
Let's see. We're gonna call them the Loroupan Leopards. Let's go with that.
Okay.
that's
Far
our-
cry from the devout of the discontent.
No, that's fair. I mean, with that being the case, then maybe we try to get a little closer and to actually see what's happening instead of just looking. Is there a way to hide under the bleachers and look through the bleachers?
Oh, you type the devout of the discontent. It's just devout of discontent is what he said.
Whatever. It's the same thing.
It's not actually.
The route of disconnect is a separate group in this city.
Like,
you-
the discontent is a whole different cult that's like a more mundane
Yes.
thing going
Definitely. Right.
It's the route of
I'm just
discontent.
being clear on what he said. He
I
said
know.
we are the devout of discontent.
I mean, I could, I would hear that as two different ways. I could hear that as a title, or I could hear it as somebody saying that they're devout because they're discontent. But I mean, I'm happy to most bleachers are see-through where the feet are, and if we can
Mm-hmm.
go underneath the
Are there bleachers
bleachers and peek.
Are there
What was that,
bleachers?
Hana?
Are there bleachers there?
Oh yeah, I did describe
Okay.
there's bleachers on either side, and
Okay.
they're those typical, aluminum
Yeah.
things that are big and framework. But yeah, there's lots of space underneath them.
Yeah, I've smoked many a joint underneath
Where we
the high
started
school
out, we
bleachers.
did not have outdoor bleachers. They were all inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna try to lead everybody through underneath the bleachers just to see if we can get eyes on what's happening. Make sure that he's not running high school drills at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I described it before, I'll remind you again, is that there's a very large fence around the stadium as a whole itself. I can't really call it a stadium, but the track and field area. There's a very large fence around it. It's about 10 feet tall. There is no barbed wire or on the top of that or anything like that. It's just a metal link fence. Now, towards the front, there's two separate gates. There's a very large double gate that can be opened to let buses through and things of that nature. And then there's also one of those turnstile gates where it, if you imagine it looking down, there's a part here and then a part here, and you have to weave around it to go through with one of those little turnstiles in the middle. If you've ever been to a theme park or to an outdoor track and field, a lot of them do have very similar things. So fence, you have to walk through S-way, going through a turnstile. Or there's the big double gate that's currently closed, and you can also see that there is a chain padlocking it shut.
So we have to go over the fence, is what you're saying.
So I'm saying you have 3 options. You can go over the fence. You can just head over to the front entrance, which is more visible to the field. Now, granted, they're all over there, doing drills and focused on that. So their attention isn't direct, or at least you assume, because you can't fully see everybody, but you assume everybody's, focused on that, not on the front gate. But you never know. Your third option is the double doors that are currently padlocked and with has a chain around. But those are, at least from your position right now, those are the 3 points of entrance to this track area.
How well lit are each of the easy entrances?
There are parts of the fence that are fairly dark. Like, you can kind of, glancing to the right and to the left, you can see that the further away you go from the school, if you were to follow the fence around past the gate, that area is pretty damn dark. The gate itself is moderately lit. There is a concession stand right past the gate itself, which partially obscures your full view of the field. There's a building there that you could conceivably zip over and hide behind, instead of going out to the open path. And around the track itself, there is about a dozen or so of those tall, big stadium lights, which illuminates the field itself, but it's all focused on the field. So other than the gate itself and a few areas that it hits, there is quite a few dark spots around the outer edge of the fence.
Is this a standard 8-foot tall chain link, or 7 or
about
whatever?
10 foot tall? Yeah,
10 foot.
10 foot tall.
Okay.
Oh, so this is okay.
We could transform. We could just jump over.
Everybody,
I don't
everybody take
No.
what is it? Is it two fractures?
Yeah, no.
I think it's 4.
It's 4. Yeah.
Oh,
think.
Jesus. Okay. No, God.
I don't know. We're pretty. Is our stealth check still on, or are we gonna have to do another one?
If you move from this point, you're going to be rolling new stealth checks.
I'm confident I could climb the fence and be fine. I'd be fine splitting up if we want, where some of us climb the fence and go over, and others of us try to get a different look.
That's a good idea.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
We just have to
What if-
remember. Go.
What if one person goes over the fence and everybody else goes in through the gate? Person goes in through the fence, gets caught, draws their attention so that everybody else can get in.
I thought we wanted
I'd
to
rather
watch them
none
in
of us get
process.
caught.
Since they're violent, I prefer not to do that.
We don't
Yeah.
know that they're violent. We know that one of the guys is kind of aggressive. The students,
The students
Might-
were very aggressive when they were slamming on the fence and starting shit
Yelling.
with the soccer team.
I didn't see firsthand, but that just sounded like high school boys to me.
yeah, you were there. Was it worse than normal, or?
I would say that's never happened. In the 4 years, this is the 4th year he'd been going to school. This has never happened. That they would just blatantly come up to our school and just start shit in the middle of the school day at lunch. No, it was very weird. So I would not like any of us to get caught.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
If anything, the story we could tell is, we heard that the soccer team is doing everything they can to win. We just kind of wanted to see what we were up against.
We're
but didn't
spying.
mean any harm.
That-
To a degree, sure, but
To a degree, that's exactly what it is.
That's true. It could be our cover story.
but it's
I feel
what
I
are we
feel
gonna
like
glean?
if
Trick
one of us-
plays? Come on.
If one of us gets caught anyway, I feel like we'll lose our chance to get information. So I don't think we should situation a plan on interrupting them.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there another way in through the school?
The padlock.
Uh.
Does it look like it can open normally on the other side? Like, is it like a weird, like, kind of like double?
I mean, it's a chain with a padlock, which would be its own. Like, you would have to unlock
is that kind of padlock? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm happy to climb the fence. Whoever's proficient in athletics can join me. Everyone else can do a stealth check and try to make it to the front door. Or just chill here, and wait for us to call you over or something. But, it's very possible we don't all need to go in. Just need to go look and see if like, the actual soccer team is running drills or if, like, a bunch of adults are doing something weird.
What if one of us stays on top of the fence to help you get back up over if you get caught?
Sure.
Okay.
Kat?
Should somebody be waiting with the car in case we need to get off in a hurry?
Can anybody else drive, or am I the only one that can drive?
I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable driving your family's car.
All right. I mean, that's a good idea, but I'd rather us all stay together in case, like, this is actually an outsider thing and our soul crystals are about to flip out.
Everyone should be close.
I'll climb over, and, if Kat wants to climb up and help me over when I come back, that's fine. I'm happy to go in alone and see what's going on.
I can go with you.
Yeah, she has athletics too.
Sure.
I'll wait on top.
Okay.
I'm gonna try going through the fence, but if I do bad on my stealth, I'm not going to. Like, if I feel like I'm not being sneaky.
If you do bad on your stealth, they might come out and find you.
Yeah. Well, you're, like, deciding.
That's true.
Okay. So should I roll athletics? I'm gonna roll athletics. I'm gonna find a dark part of the fence and hop over.
Okay. So, just so we're clear, I know who's going over the fence. Melody, it sounds like you're trying to go through the gate. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I want to make sure that everybody's distracted first before I try that. Like, I don't want to just blatantly walk through.
Sure. David, what are you doing?
God, there is no way that David can get into this through any of the things without being heard.
I think it's okay if David is, like, managing, we'll say.
Yeah. You guys go ahead. I'm not cut out for this. I'll hold you back.
So you'll stay on this side of the fence.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can catch people when I front them down to you.
I'm gonna give you the car keys just in case we do have to make a quick getaway, so that if you see us booking it back, you can start running to the car, get in, turn it on, and then shift over, and that'll just fewer steps, to getting out of
Okay.
it. Cool. So I'm gonna jump over at a dark part in the fence.
Okay. Sounds like a solid plan.
Cool.
So, Damian, Aisha, Katrina, I need the three of you to make athletics checks as you make your way over to a dark, shady portion of the fence. You're kind of aiming so that you have the concession stand between the fence and the field. That way, as you're climbing over, hopefully nobody's going to see you. Now, the fence is almost right there with the building as far as height goes. So Aisha is going to have to kind of hunker down a little bit while she hangs out up there. But you're confident, at least for the most part, unless somebody purposely looks in that direction, you have a better chance of not being seen.
Tiny.
So the three of you, real quick, athletics checks.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled the 20.
Wow.
20.
19.
Not now.
14.
19 for Aisha.
14.
14 for Kat. All three of you very carefully begin climbing your way up the fence, trying to maintain that level of stealthiness that you're not being seen or overheard. You make it up, no problem. and over to the other side. Aisha, you remain at the top and kind of straddle it, holding on to it, but ducking your body down. That way you can stay as low as possible and not really give any signs that you're there. Once the other two are down, you hurry in the shadow of the concession stand and make your way to the edge and pause there. So, while that's happening, Melody, you start making your way over to the front gate. The front gate is just offset of the concession stand, so you can see your friends in the darkness over there making their way over. This DC is a little higher than theirs is, but all four of you need to make me stealth checks now.
I was gonna say, can I see if anybody's looking towards the gate and use my communicator to communicate with Melody to tell her when to go?
If you decide to wait on the top of as well to do that, I will allow it, and that will give Melody advantage on that stealth roll.
I don't want to stay on the top of the fence. I want to go to the concession stand and peek around and see if I can see.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I rolled a 16 on stuff.
My stealth was
I got a 14 and an 18, so I guess it was an 18.
It was an 18. Aisha?
mine was also an 18.
18. And Kat?
Only a 13.
Only a 13. Well, fortunately, a 13 is what we were looking for on your group's roll, so you're good. Melody as well. You are crouched down and keeping to the shadows as much as you can as you make your way around the fence. That little turn area is kind of weird, and for a moment you're feeling kind of exposed as you're making your way. But Damian is at the side of the concession stand. He glances over, looks down the field, and says, "Go, go, go!" And you hurry, scurrying through, ducking underneath the turnstile, and rush over to the other side. And you are behind the concession stand as well. You all pause, listening for a moment. And it does not sound like any sign has. The team is not giving any sign that you've been seen.
Okay.
They're all still focused on all of that. Aisha, since you are on the top of the fence, I would like a perception check from you.
So bad at seeing. I'm on one monitor, so I have to go between tabs.
Bro.
2.
Okay. You're kind of watching your friends, and they seem like they're getting over just fine, and no issues are going on.
All of the core strength is blurring my vision.
Exactly. So you are all now inside the field area behind the concession stand. You have the bleachers to the west and the bleachers to the east. The bleachers to the east is where the home team usually has their seating and stuff, because that's the home side. And you can see that there's a few team members sitting on the bleacher or on the benches in front of the bleachers right now. You can see a lot of their bags have been kind of piled up in that area, and you're like, yeah, definitely don't want to go to the east side. You want to go to the west side where it's not as there's no people over there. It's a little darker on that side, but it's also a little more of a jaunt to get around. So you could go over to the east side where the players are, or you could go to the west side. It's entirely up to you.
I think we go to we can still see the east side, right? When we go to the west.
Yeah, you can still see them. It's just it's a little darker. There's less people. There's no people on that side. The entire teams have all their stuff packed up on the east side. So
makes sense to me.
West.
Okay. Are all the three of you? All three of you are going in that direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I need one more stealth check from the three of you.
Oh!
was a 6.
Sorry, I have so many tabs open. It takes me a second.
No worries.
Stop.
I know, I'm making you do a lot of rolls. Okay.
Oh boy.
There was a 6 and 11.
You duck
13.
down.
Wow.
Yeah. 6, 11, and 13 should give you a chance to call it up. So.
No worries.
But that's okay. You all duck down one more time and start scurrying around the side, keeping near the fence as best as you can to get towards those bleachers. You do make it to that area, and you duck underneath the bleachers and start looking around, trying to get a visual of what's going on. You can see that there is the coach, Larry Philpotts. You've seen him before, Damian. You've played against Loroupa High quite a few times. He is a balding man with a very large mustache and a paunch in his gut. His hair is salt and pepper, more salt than pepper. And he's wearing, that typical Adidas tracksuit that coaches all seem to wear. He has a clipboard in one hand. He has some earphones that are pulled down around his neck. And he seems to be yelling towards the team. Now, you can see that you would estimate to be the full team here this evening practicing. They're all spread out on the field right now, kicking balls back and forth, running drills, that sort of thing, taking turns, kicking at the goalie, that sort of thing, doing your whatever people do when they practice playing soccer. I don't know. I don't play the game. But anyway, they're out there doing whatever it is that they do, practicing while the coach is there yelling at them, directing them, going around the field, giving people pointers, that sort of thing. Give me an insight check.
All of us?
Those of you who are over there.
That's
Okay.
a 9. Not very insightful today, apparently.
22.
Woohoo!
Apparently I understand soccer better than I thought.
As you're watching, Kat, what did you get? I can't hear you.
14. I don't know why.
There. Yeah, I can't hear you. Her audio is not.
I heard the 14.
Nope, can't hear you.
Yay,
Sarah, what's-
everyone's having tech problems.
She'll come back.
Yeah, just call out when you're back. Anyway, Melody, with your 22, you know enough about sports that you can tell that the coach is driving them very hard. Like, those who are standing off to the sidelines are.
Mike.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there you are.
Anywho, as I was saying, they are being driven really hard. Like the people on the sidelines, they're like on hands and they're on like crouched over, their hands on their knees, huffing and puffing. There's at least one guy who's damn near dry heaving over to the side. But then you see one of the assistant coaches walks over, talks to him for a few minutes. The kid gets up, he claps him on the back, and then the kid goes running out once again, grabbing up another ball and starts dribbling it a little bit with his feet. It's interesting. They're definitely being driven really freaking hard by this this coach.
Okay, I'll say he's pushing them pretty hard. I almost feel bad for them.
This isn't good.
I mean, I'll continue taking notes on what I'm seeing.
Is there-
But unless something strikes out to me as I mean, this is abnormal, right? And it looks like all of the coaches are aligned on this like practice thing.
Well, you're kind of glance around, looking. You saw the one there. You see the head coach. Make a perception check.
What do you want? That's a nat 20. That's a nat 20 on my perception. Now I get a nat 20.
Nice. So the gods are currently looking down in favor upon you, Magi-Knights. Katrina, you have a point of inspiration granted to you by our Patreon member, Natalie.
Yay! Thank you.
Got to use that at some point today too, so don't forget about it.
What inspiration do?
Inspiration, it works like D&D 5th edition inspiration, where you can use it to re-roll it, but you can also use it during your student phase to activate your student ability.
But you can only carry 1 point of inspiration at a time, right?
Correct.
Cool.
But since Kat has the random Rhapsody coin, technically she has 2 for the day.
Woo-hoo.
If she wants to.
Didn't we also get inspiration from the arcade talking to, was that just me?
Oh yeah, when you talked to the Herald, you would have gotten it.
Oh, that's true.
If you passed the check, though. I don't know if you both passed.
I know I did. I thought Kat did. Maybe I misremembered.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, is the inspiration on your character sheet clicked?
I have a little, looks like a dragon in that spot.
Then yeah, that's clicked. So in Magi-Knights, when you have a point of inspiration already and you gain another one, you can pass it to one other player.
I think I'm supposed to have a point of inspiration from like my is it student type or student bond or something like that? My bond with Katrina, because I went with I can't remember.
If you can find it in the book and show it to me, we'll talk about it then.
Another time. Okay, cool. Okay.
Your student type does give you a different way to use inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to find the page.
But
yeah, I have a student ability.
It's page 85, I think, that tells you all the ways you can use inspiration. And then you can give it to somebody else if you get it when you already have it.
Yeah, so Kat, you can pass this point of inspiration on.
Who doesn't have any inspiration? Is the question.
And David.
I used mine earlier today.
Well, David's waiting outside right now, unless something happens. Does Damian have any? Because it'd be probably Damian or Melody. Since they are the ones with me inside. We might need it.
Word. Trying to find.
So who are you passing it to?
I will.
Oh, it's actually page 87. Sorry.
I will roll. Actually, what did I do? If I roll a 1 or 2, Damian. 3 or 4, Melody.
Perfect.
There you go.
So somebody.
So let's go ahead and Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say somebody that was inside with me who might need it right now to get away. Oh.
Sure.
We need it.
Okay. So, Damian, with that 21 perception, you rolled a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a couple things.
Okay.
First off, you watch as that coach that was talking to the kid who was throwing up or dry heaving. He walks across the field to another of the coaches, the other assistant coach, who is currently standing on the opposite side of the sidelines, closest to your group. He had been walking along the field and making his way around the track towards the bleachers where you all are, you see that other coach walking over to him, and he stops for a moment, and the two of them walk over and begin to converse. Now, with your nat 20, you hear something interesting. The two of them seem to be discussing a rumor on the Loroupa BBS that was posted tonight. They're commenting on how it seems like there's a lot of talk right now among the people who are associated with Loroupa High, that if the coach doesn't win this game, he's against Coltrast, chances are he's probably going to lose his job. They're talking about that right now.
Well,
And you hear one of them kind of chuckling, and the other one's like, yeah, well, with the way he's going now, we're sure to win, while the other one is saying, yeah, well, if he doesn't win, one of us might have a shot at that, so let's just wait and see what's going on.
all right.
Then you watch as they're beginning. They kind of chuckle for a second, and he's like, "Okay, hey, I thought I saw something over here. Give me a second. Let me. I want to go check this out over here." And then they separate, and the one begins walking towards the bleachers.
Hey. Cool. I'm gonna say we need to get out of here. To Melody and Kat, I'm gonna say we need to go. We need to run ASAP, like as fast as we can. I think we got everything we're gonna get tonight out of this. I'm happy to run. I mean, we're all together now, so I don't know if it makes sense to go back to the fence. Like I think that would be too many stealth checks again, and now this guy's looking for us. So I think we're just gonna run, like just sprint as fast as we can out of here. Hopefully the students are all too tired from their drills to catch up to us.
Kat, Melody is going along with the same plan, running, booking it out of there.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I'm happy to like take point, and then the other two can like stay back and like, wait until the coast is clear. But if y'all want to try running together, I'm happy to do that too.
Yeah, only because I don't know if Melody could keep up very well. I mean, if the two of you want to go, and then I can go after, but...
Yeah, I don't know what Matt's gonna make us roll. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if Kat would leave Melody behind just because.
Yeah.
We just need to outrun an old assistant coach. Let's just do it. Does he look in shape?
All right.
Does the assistant coach look like a young guy that's like working from college, or is he?
Yeah, they're definitely on the younger side, late 20s, crap. Maybe early 30s. They're much more fit than the paunchy coach.
Aisha could probably help Melody over the fence while you two book it.
Yeah, why don't Kat and I try to race out the gate, and Melody can go over the fence with Aisha. And
good idea.
Split up that way. Kat and I can draw the attention. Is this going to be an athletics check again?
It will be, yes. Athletics checks for all three of you. Your DCs are different. The two who are running and the one who's climbing. So since Aisha is going to be assisting Melody, Melody, you are going to get I keep wanting to say bonus die because I'm currently learning Call of Cthulhu, but it's you get to roll with advantage because Aisha is helping you. The other two of you, your DCs are different, and they're also athletics checks. But I'm also going to add one more thing, that as you're watching this guy, and you're waiting for that perfect moment to run so that he sees the two of you first, and Melody has much more time to get away, you notice something else. on the opposite side of the bleachers, usually they're on school bleachers, there's like a big boxy room
Yeah.
where the announcer sits and reads stuff
Yeah.
over the intercom. Well, you kind of glance, and you're glancing past the guy's head, and you notice that there's somebody on top of that. You see someone lift their head up. They seem to have binoculars. And you just see their head lifting up and kind of watching the field itself and the players on it.
Is there a glint of glasses?
Well, I mean, there's you can see, it's hard to tell. Like, you're at a distance. You're probably a good 300-400 feet away, but you definitely see a head pop up and what looks like a flare from the lights of the stadium, glinting off what looks like binoculars.
Weird. In our direction or just watching the field?
It seems more directed down towards the field.
Okay.
It's too hard to see, really.
Yeah, and the fact that you saw it at all from your position is because you rolled that nat 20.
Yeah, okay, so we're not the only ones here. Would my coach send somebody? Oh. Wow.
And Kat, I see what you typed there. You keep pulling out your crystal and looking, but it's not glowing. There is no spectral outsider activity going on right here.
Okay. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm. No, that's valid. That's absolutely valid. I just wanted to make sure I resolved it before I asked for all three of you to roll your athletics checks.
I do have a question.
Yes.
My student ability. Unstoppable momentum. You may use inspiration, and as a free action, your next dexterity skill check becomes a 20 plus your modifier. You may not use this ability during a combat encounter. It can be used after the dice is rolled. So if I roll badly, I can use the ability?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I was like, I have no
that's
clue when
what it is. I don't have inspiration, but I may use inspiration as a free action in my strength check.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I got it. I see what I'm... Yep.
I just have a lot of things open and I keep clicking on the wrong thing. So athletics.
I got a 13.
All right. Athletics, yeah. Where are you? There you are.
You're rolling 7s on athletics, Kat.
I got a 13. That sucks.
I have a +7.
Yeah, so 7 plus 7. Anyway.
Yep. I don't know if 14 is good enough, but it's pretty close to what Damian got, so we're together. I don't know if I should use my special ability, but then I'm gone. And I can't help.
Just ditch him. Leave him in the dust.
Well, I won't use it right now. I could keep it for later if I need it. We'll stay together.
Okay. Well,
this is stupid, but I'm gonna yell out, "Hey, what's going on in the press box? There's somebody up there!" And just fucking run.
Give me a deception check.
Is it deception? There is somebody up there.
It's not really deception.
Well, okay, yeah.
Influence?
But, what you're trying to do is distract. I guess I'll allow influence.
All right.
Yeah, I think
That's fine.
I am trying to influence the direction their eyes go.
Yeah, exactly. I'll allow that.
That's a 19.
Ooh,
Wow.
19. So the two of you, Kat and Damian, go booking, running towards the gate. At the moment you start running, you hear, "Hey! What the hell? A bunch of kids over here!" And then you just turn and shout, "Hey, look at that guy on the bleachers!" And not knowing where to look, the coach stops and turns and looks, which gives you the ample opportunity to run as hard as you can, getting around the concession stand at a full pace. Melody, you use that moment, at that distraction, to hurry as well, heading to the shadows and making your way around the fence. You watch as the two of them run through that little, jumping over the turnstile and making their way through that little fence gate area, just as the coach is beginning to yell, "Hey, there's a bunch of kids over here! Go get them!" And some of the team turn and start running in that direction where the coach is pointing. They're so ingrained in obeying the coach's orders when he shouts them that they immediately turn and run without really knowing the reason why.
Uh-huh.
The two of you make it around that just as Melody is getting to the top of the fence, being assisted by Aisha. And you can see, the two of you can see all of those kids, at least probably 5 or 6 of them, starting to run away from the track towards the gate. You have an option right now. You can climb down, which is going to take a little more time. You could also jump down and possibly take a little damage.
If I jump down first, as like Melody gets her bearing on the top, can I catch her?
I mean, you can certainly
I
try.
mean, that's what I mean, if I was like, can I attempt?
You can always try.
Cool.
I'll let you try damn near anything,
Okay,
as
well,
long
I'm
as
gonna,
it's within...
Yeah, as we get her up, Aisha's just gonna like try and like back roll off of the fence.
Well, so the first thing I'm going to need from you is a dexterity saving throw.
Heck yeah, I'm okay at those. And it's over here.
But not with...
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Broken leg.
You're going to use that inspiration to re-roll?
Yep, click the little thing and then click it again. That's much better.
Oh, nice.
That's much better. So you flip, going backwards over the fence, somersaulting to right yourself, and you land with a crouch. You damn near fumbled, and you're really lucky you didn't twist it or break an ankle on that landing, but you land. And then you look up just as Melody starts, I assume, to imitate that. So,
No backflip.
dexterity saving throw from you, and a coordination check from you, Aisha.
Coordination. This one.
Okay.
Hey. It's a 21. It's nice.
Ah! I do have 21 on my coordination though.
I got a 7. Oh no.
So it would have been terrible. Like, you just fall off wrong. A part of your clothes gets caught on the top of the point of the fence of the chain link, and you just kind of whoa and go falling. But Aisha is right there, diving, and catches you before you hit the ground.
Okay.
So it's a full body portrait, right?
Melody just kind of stares and slowly gets down and says nothing, just stares at Aisha.
Aisha would like take her hand and like do the anime pull to run, even though that's we're playing an anime game, so it helps, but in real physics it would not help you run faster.
That's true.
But that is enough to get all of you over the fence before, or around the fence, or whatever, before the team gets there. So the moment everyone's on the ground and you put Melody back on her own 2 feet, all of you go running towards the car, which, David, I assume you would have at least seen them running towards you.
Yeah.
So you have the opportunity.
Soon as I heard that fence, it's like, all right, plans in action. head to the car, open it up, turn it on, open all the doors.
Good man.
Yeah, and so everybody just comes running just as David is getting out from the driver's side and opening all the doors so everyone can get in. He dives in just as the rest of you come running towards it, piling your way in, slamming the doors. About the same time, the team is running around through the gate and out into the parking lot. You're able to hit the gas as hard as you can, swerving off and onto the street. And as you're driving away, you can also see that some of the students were running up to the bleachers to see who was on top of it, and you just barely catch sight of somebody jumping off of it before running away.
Whoa. Off the bleachers, like from the top?
How high is
Like
it?
from the top?
Well, dropping.
Yeah.
Well, dropping. But yeah,
Oh,
that's a good drop.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I want to see who that is.
Yeah, me too. That's wild.
Are we gonna go grab him with the front of our car?
Yeah, no, I think we just get away.
Is that what you're doing?
No.
I panicked for the tiniest of a second when you started that sentence with "yeah."
No. I mean, I would say that I would like try to drive by to see if I could see, get a closer look at him. But like, I'm trying to get on the road and away. I'm not necessarily trying to like,
Try to get a better view.
You basically have to go the opposite way that they drop down to get out of the parking lot, and once you get back on the road and start making your way around, it's hard to see at that point. It's a very dark area, and whoever or whatever that was going the opposite direction of the way you were. They were going north, whereas you were going east. So you do have a possibility. I'm going to let everybody individually who's looking, those who are occupying the window seats, to make one more perception check for the possibility of seeing where they went.
Who's in the middle? Who's in the windows?
I feel like Melody and Kat would be on the windows, and I'd be in the middle at this point, because David would be in the passenger seat, because that would be the most logical thing for him to slide over there, since he was already starting the...
That's true. Okay.
So perception?
Perception checks.
Also, I'm useless at perception checks anyway.
Whoa.
I'm not very good at them. Wow, Melody is good.
Yes.
Okay, so what are our rolls?
10 for Kat.
I got a 20.
I got a 12.
You're muted. I got a 20. You got a 20.
Oh, yes, I got a 20.
With that 20, you do spot them. Barely. A glint from some distant light catches just the side of them, and you see a figure running on 2 feet to the north.
Can we drive around to the north? Like, can she tell me? I imagine. Do you tell me?
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's over there.
It's going north, whatever it is.
I'd like to turn around, try to like from the main road, drive around to the north and see if I can see who it is, or maybe even offer a ride if they're.
After you called them out, I don't think so. They're gonna be like, no.
At least get a better view.
I may have called them out, but like if it's another like Coltrast Academy student or something.
Yeah, that's true.
At this point, we're both just trying to get away. If they'd been seen, I'm sure they would have called us out.
Question: do you have the lights on or off, Damian?
Off for now. If we're not still getting chased, I'd probably turn them on so I could find the guy.
Okay. Well, For the moment, at least, you don't see any cars coming behind, but you are starting to see lights come on in the parking lot, at least 2 or 3.
Got it.
So you know that they're going to be heading your direction fairly soon. You've got maybe a minute at most before they're on the road themselves.
Okay.
So you do have a little bit of time to try to keep following this dude, if that's what you're trying to do.
Just see if I can. If there's like a way, like where his exit and my car meet, and if there's not, then I'm just gonna go.
I mean, right now the road seems to be heading to the north. That person is running in a bit of a field towards to the north of Loroupa High. On one side is some high-rise buildings, and to the east of that is a little bit of a suburb area, a lot of just residential houses.
Okay.
So right now they seem to be heading in that direction. Now you're faster in a car than they are on foot, at least in theory, but they're quite a ways ahead of you right now.
Okay.
Because they kind of they
Yeah,
were like
I understand.
imagine.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you trying to speed to get to him or them or they whatever?
Yeah, a little bit. Like like 10 over. Like I'll drive
Sure,
that
sure.
direction. And yell, have somebody yell. Can somebody yell out like, "Hey, get in"?
Sure, when
While
we get
I'm driving?
closer. Yeah.
Okay. So you go speeding up, trying to make some gain on them, and you are starting to catch up a little bit. You watch as they get to the corner of the road and run across it, seemingly towards the neighborhood there.
Okay.
You get to that intersection just as you see them running across the street, getting across the street, and are starting to run through a yard of a house. Now, this house is one of your typical 2-story things, has one of those privacy fences behind it, and you're fairly certain that they're heading towards that.
Yeah, I mean, I would, have somebody yell out now, like, "Hey, get in. We'll get you out of here."
Okay, so as we're driving up to that point, I'm cranking down my window, and then I'll just yell out, "Hey, you need a ride?"
Okay. And make a persuasion check.
Okay. $18.
For a moment, when you yell that out, they turn and they look. Now, this individual, as you're getting close, you can see they have a very thin frame to their body, very bony looking. They're also wearing a hoodie with the hood drawn up over their head, so that kind of obscures a lot of their visual appearance. Like, it's pulled high. But as Melody calls out, the individual turns, and you see through the headlights the flash of glasses on their
I
face.
thought so.
They then turn and parkour up the fucking privacy fence,
Wow.
jumping on a barrel, jumping up, and just do a half flip over the privacy fence,
Whoa.
and they're gone.
Ow.
All right, then I'm out of here. I'm taking off and just, getting out of here.
I look back at Kat and I say, "Was that by chance that Ronin guy you were talking about?"
Was he thin and creepy and wear glasses?
Yes.
That's so wild. What would he be doing there?
And
Assuming it's
jumping
him.
over fences.
He
Ronan,
jumped down
no.
how far and then up over a fence? And he was acting like he was totally ignoring the whole thing when the soccer team,
I mean, he was watching with
reading his
binoculars.
book. No, but
you
in
mean-
the school,
yeah.
he was sitting there reading his book while that big thing was going on in the background, and he said he didn't care about athletics or something.
That's so weird. What the fuck?
Doesn't like jocks. Doesn't like jocks. Why is he watching them with binoculars?
He should be one, considering what he can do.
There's something fishy there.
Let's go
If it is him,
or to the power plant.
maybe you need to join the newspaper and see if it is. Although I think Aisha was talking about joining, but we haven't. That hasn't been for sure. Creepy. So much creepiness. I don't like it.
Let's focus on one thing at a time, which is power plant.
It's late, right?
Do we have
I
time?
imagine? Do we have time?
Yeah.
It is pretty late right now. You spent a good hour, maybe closer to an hour and a half at the school itself, because you had to get around. So actually, no, I'd say about an hour.
Yeah.
But you were there about an hour. So it was 9:30 when you got there. It's a little after 10:30 right about now. It's probably pushing more like quarter to 11 at this point. You have maybe an hour or so between now and midnight.
I definitely don't
So,
want any
let's take a
exhaustion
look.
points or stress points.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's time to just drive by it and take a look and then drive people home. But some people live live close to where we are.
Yeah, Aisha's on the way. I can start dropping people off.
I mean, it's
So I will let you know that from Loroupa High to the power plant itself, it's about 16 and a half miles away, give or
Mhm.
take.
It's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, there's a Q factor involved because I'm doing a straight line as opposed to
Sure.
following streets and turns and that sort of thing. But you estimate you could probably get there in about 30 minutes or so. But after that point, you're really kind of pushing it if you're going to end up stopping there or doing whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, you do want to get to bed by midnight if you're going to be getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and I want to try
Melanie-
to drop everyone off.
Melody's house is on this side too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, instead I think I would just start dropping people off, like drop Aisha off, then Melody, then David, and who's left? Kat?
Yeah.
Where's Kat's house?
Way at the top of the
corner.
map.
Oh, honey. I'm gonna go
Well,
home
it's
so
kind of
late.
close to David.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're
I'm
kind
gonna-
of going. You're kind of going all over the place here.
Because Aisha lives in the city as well.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, from this point, I'd probably drive to Melody's
Oh.
house, drop her off, drop Aisha off, drop David, then Kat, then me. And just go home.
Okay.
Do we drive by the power station as we do it just to take a look? Not
45
stop. Just look.
miles.
I'm just looking at all this arrow that's going
Yeah.
on the map.
This would be like the most logical route, and it's
It's an hour.
incredibly dumb.
And that would be about a good 45-minute or more
Hour, yeah,
route.
easy.
That'd be
An
an
hour
hour
at least.
because it's
Yeah.
city roads. There's stoplights. We gotta
Dropping
stop at
people
each of the
off.
houses. If we stop to look at the power plant, this actually might be closer to 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe
gonna stop and
it-
look at the power plant. No way.
No.
Okay.
He can always let people off, like, let block from their house or something a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Drive.
Don't stop. You tell everybody when they're coming up on their house, and they gotta just roll.
Yeah, tuck and roll, baby.
You should probably drop Aisha at Loroupa Park, and she could head home from there.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking note of the fact that we think we saw a Ronin there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell everyone one of us should go to the newspaper club and this is a story, and if we could break this story, that's a pretty big deal.
Maybe
and
that's
if
why he was
Ronin's-
there.
Yeah, I mean it's worth checking out. So and then I'm gonna also relay what I heard from the assistant coaches that while I was ducked down, like I heard them say that, like, if this coach doesn't win this next game, which, we're gonna have to step up our practices to match whatever they're doing. But if this coach doesn't win their next game, he's fired. So
do you mention that, like, on the car ride?
yeah, on our way to Melody's house.
That might not be true.
What do you mean?
Why?
I might have started that.
What did you do?
What do you mean you might have started it?
It was just while I was researching the coach, I was talking to some of the Loroupa High students on the BBS message boards, and I idly thought, because he's lost so many in a row, do you think he's being aggressive because his job might be in jeopardy? Because I'm trying to rule out cult stuff.
Yeah.
But people may have just kind of run with that.
Okay. Far out. Well, the assistant
Right.
coaches think it's true, so I guess we'll see.
Oh,
how
if the
it plays
adults
out.
think it's true, it might actually be true.
I mean, it's worth mentioning that, like, there is a rumor that speculation exists that this might be happening, even if you started it. Oh my gosh! All right, everybody, get out. I need to drive home and go to bed.
You mean we're all walking?
What do you mean, everybody?
No.
We get to Melody's house, everybody out.
No, yeah,
No
Yeah,
sleepovers.
no more.
Everybody go.
Yeah, and I'll say, hey, Melody, great job tonight. As
Thanks.
everyone gets dropped off, I'm gonna say, like, good night and well done.
We all see Melody's like McMansion.
Yes, you do.
Oh my God, you live here?
Wow.
Yeah. I actually have to punch in a code on the gate to get into my house.
Oh my God, so rich.
Wow.
Cool. That
need
was
to get a
exciting.
camera and-
Nerve-wracking.
Now, you all have a little bit of time together as you're all driving home. So do any of you discuss anything else on the trip home? Any plans for tomorrow? Any other thoughts or notes compared, that sort of thing?
I still want to rule out him making a deal with an outsider to win.
Yeah, I don't think we should rule anything out yet.
There's too many variables, and we still have to. There could be a connection between the power plant and the school. Like, what if they were trying to hide something, make it real dark at the school without people asking why people turned off lights early?
Didn't the power go off in the middle of the night?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it did.
For a couple hours, yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason they left the school was to chase us. We don't
I
know
mean,
how
do
long-
they practice all night? You're gonna be exhausted by the time the games come.
We'll see.
Unless they have, like, outsider stamina.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
We'd have to ask the Wanderer, can the outsiders give people extra energy or something?
People.
So are we
Uh,
going to figure
eh,
out tomorrow?
You say that. As you say that, you happen to glance back into the back window of the car, and there's the Wanderer just kind of curled up there, head on front paws, just purring contently as you all say this, and he just says, I have seen that before in the past, that the outsiders have granted individuals, at least, enhanced stamina and enhanced strength and abilities. Now, whether or not that could be passed around to a large group, well, that's an interesting question. I've never seen that before, but it's definitely within the realm of possibility. I think you'd have to do a lot more investigation before we can be sure of that. And you all just look at this cat.
Why did you help us sneak around?
I'll put a bell on you.
You're so sneaky. We could have got you to do the spying. Or you just don't do that stuff.
Yeah, I really can't do that kind of stuff. I can offer advice and things like that, but that's really about it.
But you're the sneakiest among us.
And you're a cat. Like, nobody would suspect you.
Except the outsiders,
Kinda-
maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. The outsiders, if they spotted me, they would try to destroy me immediately.
What happened to us?
We knew there weren't any outsiders there, but what did we learn? Is it just the coach that's kind of involved in the cult thing, or are the students in it too? Or were they just being pushed, or like what'd you guys learn?
I mean, from my perspective, the kids were just being pushed. Everything I noticed, the biggest piece of news for me that stuck out was somebody else spying on the press box, and the assistant coaches discussing the rumors, which, you know, the students all looked like they were just drilling, and you know, the coach just looked like he was coaching, albeit badly, right?
They were exhausted.
Yeah. So I don't know. At this point, like, I wouldn't rule out the coach, but I didn't see anything else that kind of piqued my curiosity about outsider manipulation, at least not with the assistant coaches. They all seem to just be gunning for his job. I think they're just here because he's here.
It strikes me as weird that he would literally call them devout of discontent. That's
no argument. He just didn't say anything else. Like anything else would know.
If other people weren't in on it.
Well, they could still be being manipulated, but feeding into a plan.
Yeah, at this point, my compass is, you know, my sensor is only going off about the coach.
All right.
We just need more details. We did not get enough information tonight.
They might be unwitting participants or something.
Yeah.
Not completely innocent, but not knowing what they're involved in. Like,
could be a double entendre to them. It could be like the devout of discontent, as in we're discontent with our win streak, but in reality, we're discontent with this world. But without more information, you're all speculating.
No clue of what.
On that note, I need to go to sleep.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think we've discussed this a lot.
Tomorrow, we need to find out where else Coach goes. Who else he talks to, who else he sees, because the outsiders do love a cult. Cults are not made by one person.
True story.
I wonder if he goes to the church.
That's a great theory. We can find out.
I have a feeling somebody at that church is making a cult.
It would be a really good place to hide a cult.
Yeah, churches, most of them are cults. From personal experience. Yeah.
Well, after school,
not Damian's mind. Yeah. What?
After school, we can start looking into all of this.
For sure.
It's almost Tuesday, so
good talk, everyone. Yeah. Yeah, let's go to sleep and let's circle back up at the school.
Absolutely. Well, you all make your way to your respective homes and head off to bed, which I think is an excellent point to go on break. So, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, we will resolve their sleep phase and get into the second day of their investigation phase. Should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our Magi-Knights were heading home. That way they could get a good night's sleep. Now, since you all did not fight or anything like that during this time, everybody's actually going to be getting a refreshing sleep effect. So what happens for a refreshing sleep is this. You recover all your hit points. You recover all your magic points. You reduce your stress by 5 and your exhaustion by 2. And if anyone, we're dealing with the crystalline fractures, we talk about that, but we're dealing with that, so... but yeah. That's what happens. You all wake up the next day, bright and early, feeling very refreshed and quite a bit better. I'd like somebody to go ahead and roll for me a D100.
I will do that. $23.
That's funny. With a 23, you all wake up to a morning that is just pouring with rain. It seems that a very large thunderhead had rolled in over the course of the night, and it is just pouring down rain. You all get on your jackets and your umbrellas and make your preparations for heading off to school. And when you step outside, the temperature is cooler than normal. It's been that way for the last couple days. But the day is yours, Magi-Knights. So you all make your way. You all gather up everything you need to for the day, do your morning preparations and routines and that sort of thing. And then you all head off to Contrast Academy. Just as the school bell is beginning to ring.
Ding dong bing bong.
There it goes.
It's so soothing.
I know, right?
Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah, it sure did.
Apparently it doesn't stop.
It's that first morning one.
Can't stop, won't stop.
But anyway, we are now in your school phase.
Nice.
I'm going to pop up that here real quick. Where did the school phase go? There it is.
Back to the music.
So, Magi-Knights, welcome to the next day of school. Today is a B-phase day, which means you're doing all of those classes that you did not do yesterday. I'll go ahead and show you your schedule just so you know what you're doing. Today, for the first part of the day, you take history, science, and foreign language, and the second half of the day you take language arts, mathematics, and computers. Also, some of you do have your clubs for the day. Pull that out real quick so we can talk about that. Today is August 27th, 1996. So, the clubs that are going on today is soccer practice and the Ghost Hunter Club, according to the newspaper that Katrina had picked up yesterday. There's also a few other clubs, but they don't really matter. But you all are able to gather up together at the beginning of school before the last bell rings. So if you have anything you want to discuss or any plans you want to make, you can do that now. If not, we can just go ahead and make our ways to class.
Keep your eye on Creepy Boy if you see him.
Yeah.
I Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kira. Please.
I'm just gonna say I would be okay with attending the newspaper club, but I can't really join it because one of the days it goes is the same day as my art club. But I'm okay with ditching art club one time to go.
Who's not in a club?
Now,
I am currently not in any extracurriculars. Taking some time off from idle work until next semester.
How do you feel about joining the newspaper club just as a way to get in with Ronan?
Well, popular girls are definitely able to get lots of rumors, and I think that will sound good on my resume.
You got a juicy rumor for the paper.
I sure do.
okay. Well, you do know that the newspaper club, or not the newspaper club is on Wednesdays. That would be tomorrow.
But if Hana, if Aisha runs into Ronan, it might be a good conversation starter, is my recommendation.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I'm interested in trying out the newspaper club. I was going to check it out tomorrow. I have a really good rumor about some stuff that happened last night at Loroupa High, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that gets you in with him. Cat should probably stay far away.
Well, I can't join the paper because it's the same time as dance practice.
Oh, okay. Who's in the Ghost Hunters Club?
Nobody right now.
Oh, all right. Okay. Interesting.
Bunch of jerks.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of jerks, David says.
Nice.
David doesn't like them. What's wrong with Ghost Hunters?
I didn't. David didn't interact with them ever. It was other people during the Echo from the Stars miniseries.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think we have a plan of how to. I mean, assuming Ronan was there or not there, I think we have a plan.
Yeah, kind of sounds like them.
Aisha, you sound like you were saying something?
I was agreeing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, sounds like the plan is to head off to class, keep an eye out for that Ronan kid, which I think among you, Kat, you've seen them. Has anyone else seen Ronan yet?
Well, I saw him last night in Shadow.
Maybe. We still don't know that was him.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
How long has he been the head of
He's new.
newspaper club?
He's new.
He's the junior editor.
Oh, he's a junior editor. Okay.
But is the editor a teacher or is it a student?
Mark.
It would be a
Mark.
student.
Mark. Cool.
Isn't it Mark Polster?
So you're hearing some names that you recognize there, David,
Yeah.
as everybody's going by. Do you comment on any of these names?
No, but you definitely see his face kind of scowl at Mark Polster.
What's up, David? What's on your... You don't like that guy?
Nah, he's kind of a dick.
I mean, well, you should definitely steer clear.
Trust me, I do.
Okay.
Maybe you'll see your new girlfriend.
Look,
You bought her a teddy bear.
I mean, I was just trying to be nice. All right, I'm going to go to class on that.
Probably a
Maybe-
good idea.
Yeah,
Is
I don't wanna
Lacey
be
in your class?
We'll find out.
Oh, never mind. That's knowledge Melody wouldn't have.
Well, Kat, since you seem to be the only one who remembers James Ronan's face, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check, or I suppose an investigation would work as well. Keeping your eye out for this kid as you're going to class.
Here's my perception or investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Looking at the wrong list. The bottom list. Perception and They are the same. It doesn't really matter. I don't have it open. Not very good. I don't see them. 8.
Is that your final answer?
I can use my coin before the end of the day. before we run out of
You may
time.
need it. You may need it when we're rolling for school. So you know.
That's true. I'm just giving you the option.
I have an idea for finding Ronan. I don't know if it'll work, but I have an idea. So really
I won't worry about it right now. Then she doesn't really. She's kind of avoiding them. She just kind of wanted to point him out, but she didn't see him.
Cool.
Yeah. You know, it's crowded at the beginning of the day. All the students are rushing, trying to get to their classes. So it's not surprising you don't see this dude among the crowd. You all make your way to class, and the first class of the day is, like I said, history with Mr. Thomas Rothen. Now, Mr. Rothen is, let's see here, let's pull him out. There you go.
I feel like he says bub.
What's that?
I feel like he says bub to people.
He is actually a shorter man than average height. He's actually only about 5'3". He typically wears suits in charcoal or gray. He typically wears the same damn tie every single day. It's just this long brown tie. And the funny thing about him is his salt and pepper hair is slicked back in a very like 80s-ish style haircut, but he has these gigantic mutton chops on the sides of his face. Like they're just big and bushy.
He's like Wolverine's dad.
Kinda a little bit.
Or that monster from Kim Pummel. What?
Does he have a Canadian accent?
Mr. Rothen welcomes everyone to class, and he says in just that wheezy voice of his, "Now, everybody go ahead and get to your seats. We're going to start things off with a little talk about the Byzantine Empire. Take your seats, everybody." So, what I'm going to need from everybody is a... Where is that?
Academic arts or leadership?
Thank you. Academic arts or leadership roles. So everyone go ahead and make your rolls. Hold your answer. We're going to go around the circle to see who got what. Let's start with Melody.
I got a 9.
9. That is a failure. David.
I got a 14.
Success. Damian.
A 16.
16. Aisha.
23.
Dang.
23.
Oh. She brought an
That is a
apple to
success.
school.
Katrina.
17.
Success. So overall, pretty good spread. Only one failure for Melody.
So, can I roll a coordination check to try to pass a note to Aisha during class? And this is why I did bad, because I was busy doing something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a coordination check.
15.
Let's see. I feel like Mr. Rothen would have probably a +2 to his perception.
Oh, phew.
Success. You're waiting until Mr. Rothen is walking by you, and as he passes behind his back, you pass your note to Katrina.
Aisha.
Yeah,
Aisha. Sorry. Aisha. Sorry. What's the note say?
It says, because you were kind to me about my drawings and you caught me when I almost fell, you'll be spared from becoming one of my vampire spawn when I take over the world. And there's a little chibi drawing of you with vampire fangs.
Love it.
That's excellent.
Adorable.
Aisha's gonna give it like a real stealthy thumbs up. And then, can I have, grabbed the first day paper to check and see if there's a meet the editor section?
Yeah, you probably could have grabbed that. Go ahead and we're just going to do this as a luck roll. So give me a D100 to see whether or not there is a meet the editor section.
Cool. Awesome. I'm okay with that. No, 40.
There is not, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Hey, this is a weird question.
Yep.
Do you have inspiration right now?
I do not. I
Okay.
Yeah,
moved my neck,
I
literally.
used it.
Because one of the uses for inspiration that I found out today while looking at the section is that you can get plus 15 to any D100 roll.
Oh, neato.
That is neat.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay. But that's it for your first period. Your second period is science class with Mr. Cameron Hawthorne. Mr. Hawthorne is a thin and reedy man with long gray hair, and he dresses very, very like turn of the century sort of style. Like his suits look like something that a professor in the dawning of the 19th century would wear, complete with those really thin cravat style ties. He just looks pretentious as hell. But he greets you all and saying, "Now, thank you, everybody. Please take your seats. Take your seats. We are going to be discussing frogs, the way they spawn, the way they grow. This is going to be on a test later, so I suggest you pay attention. So I'm going to need from everybody either a medicine or a STEM check."
No, absolutely not.
Didn't you roll badly during science class last time too? Oh no, it was math. You rolled badly in math too.
Let's start off with David.
Hold on. I'm spending my whatever it's called, social link thing.
The Bondi.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it, 10.
10. Unfortunately, 10 is not enough. So that's a failure for you. Damian.
I got a 21.
A 21. Success. Aisha.
13.
Success. Katrina.
23 with a nat 20.
That is 2 successes. Melody.
18.
Success. Your final class of the day is the foreign, of the
First
sorry,
half.
not the day, the phase is language arts. Or the foreign language, sorry. Man, I'm just messing that up. I'm going to do that again. The last class of this block is foreign language. And that is with whatever choice you made. Because each of you are taking different languages.
What did I choose?
And so you got to decide your own teacher, because it honestly doesn't matter a whole hell of a lot. We're gonna start off with Damian.
Bueno.
What language are you taking?
Bueno, claro que voy a estar tomando español. Damian needs an easy A to keep his GPA up to stay on the soccer team, so he takes Spanish.
Like it. So go ahead and roll that academic arts or insight
I rolled a
check.
10.
Did we also roll
Rolled
for also
a
in
10.
Spanish?
I was just planning on going to each person and saying, hey, which one are you doing before I rolled, just for the fun of it. But now that we know you're also taking Spanish, Aisha, go ahead and roll as I tell Damian that is a failure.
Don't you just love having +6 to something and still rolling so low?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. No, I feel your pain.
Arts.
I'm trying to remember the Spanish teacher's name.
Wow.
I'm looking through all my notes. I think it's in Discord somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's
Aisha,
a pinned post with all the
Senorita
teachers, I think.
Miriam Flores. I probably butchered all of that because I can't speak Spanish. But apparently Aisha came with an 18.
Yeah, with an 18, that is definitely a success. Kat, what language are you taking?
French.
French. Go ahead and roll.
Français. Yeesh. I'm gonna use my coin.
Good call. Go ahead and use that.
Even worse.
Oh,
I think I'm failing French.
that is a shame,
Mais oui,
and it is a failure.
bien sûr.
I'm also in French.
Je comprends pas.
C'est la vie.
Melody, you said you're also taking French. Go
Yeah.
ahead and roll.
Ooh, is that one off? It's 12, sorry.
Success.
Oh, phew.
David.
Sorry, I was trying to remember which language I took. I know I said it somewhere, but
Didn't you say it was like Latin or something like that?
okay, so that's what it is then. Because I'm like, I remember going, do I want to take Latin or Japanese? So
No, it's definitely Latin.
Latin, okay.
What'd you roll?
I got a 17.
That is a success. Okay, so let's go ahead and tally up those successes and failures, and we're going to go around the table to see how you did as soon as I pull that pesky handout out. There we go. Okay, Aisha, what's your total?
3.
3. Nice. You have a bright future ahead. The more you think about it, the more you realize your future has a lot of potential. You would be able to remove 2 stress points if you have them, but I know you don't have them. That's okay. Katrina, you're next.
3 success, 1 failure.
3. So that would be a total of 2. So you're naturally talented. You're finally starting to figure things out, and you would remove 1 stress point if you had them. Melody?
I got a 1.
1. Keep up that positive attitude. You're doing okay, but things could be better, and no change.
Okay.
David?
I also got a 1.
Okay. Same thing. Keep up that positive attitude, or at least try in your case, because you weren't doing too well this morning. Damian?
I got you.
2. Okay, you're naturally talented. You're finally starting to figure things out, at least, so remove those stress points that you don't have. Well, that is the end of your first period phases. So the school bell rings, and you all have your lunch phase next.
Okay, so after I...
There
Oh,
it
sorry,
is.
go ahead.
No, I was just waiting for that to go.
Okay. I was gonna say, after I eat, I want to take Kat and ask her to come with me to see if Mr. Ronan is out by the tree again where he was before.
Okay.
In that case, I would go with them.
Okay.
Well, we are in the lunch period now. You all have 30 minutes to interact with one another or fellow students. This includes exchanging information, listening to the local gossip from friends, or having friendly interactions. Now, as you make your way to the lunchroom, you can see that it is already crowded. There's a lot of people in the line, grabbing tables, that sort of thing. You also notice that a dark-skinned young lady with long hair seems to be walking around the lunchroom holding some flyers and is kind of calling for attention as she walks from table to table to try to hand these flyers out to people. Now, for every phase of lunch, you get to make a choice of what you want to do. You can relax and eat with friends. You can do a last-minute cram session. You can listen to gossip, which I already heard the two of you saying you wanted to do. You can drink copious amounts of caffeine, or you can have a power nap. So I know Melody and Katrina that you want to go looking for Mr. Ronan, as you're calling him. So that would be your listen to gossip part. As for the rest of you, David, what would you like to do?
Oh god, I was also gonna go talk to Ronan, actually.
You can come too.
Kat doesn't want to talk to him. She'll just point him out.
Oh, you just want to go see him? Like,
Well-
see if he's there?
She's just showing us who he is.
Okay.
Thanks to the name.
Then yeah. Yeah, David's gonna go talk to Ronan.
But can I actually
Okay.
do mine as relax and eat with friends rather than gossip? Because Melody actually just genuinely wanted to go hang out with him.
So I'm going to rule that in this instance that you're actually not a friend of his. You're
Okay.
you would be, you could argue that you're going with David and just participating, but really in this instance, if you're going to talk to somebody and actively spend time with them who's obviously excluding himself and staying separate by sitting out in a tree, that's not really relaxing and eating with friends.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. hmm Okay.
So you can absolutely go talk to him, or you could just kind of hang around, but you're not going to be gaining anything, and you wouldn't be able to interact or ask questions or things like that, because that's what the listening to gossip phase is about.
Okay, I'll do the gossip
All
then.
Okay. Damian, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go relax and eat with friends. I want to hang out with the soccer team and kind of motivate them and tell them what I saw last night, and encourage them that we really have to hit the field hard and be ready for a very different Loroupa High than we're used to.
Okay. Aisha?
I'm gonna join the others in gossiping with Ronan.
Okay. And Melody, or not Melody, Katrina, you said that you're going to point out Ronan if he's out there.
Yeah.
But what were your plans from there?
Then I'll just listen to gossip around the lunchroom and see what's going on.
Got it. Okay.
Because he doesn't like me.
So, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. So, we'll start with Damian. As the rest of you who are actually doing your listen to gossip, I'm going to need each of you to go ahead and roll me an investigation phase. Or I mean, God, why do I keep saying phase? I don't know. I need you all to roll an investigation check. And if you have another role that you can argue, because the three of you are purposely walking up to him, so you could argue persuasion if you're really wanting to go that route. It all depends on how you're planning on interacting and what your goal here is. So if you have another role that you think would work better than investigation, you can argue that.
I'm going up to try and endear him to me, so I will use persuasion.
Okay. So go ahead and make your rolls. Damian, you are heading over to the soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's better than good food? Good friends. It's a good thing you got a few on hand to get you through this, both the good and the stressful times alike. Good thing you never can have too much of a good thing. So you would be able to remove one stress point if you had any, but since you don't, you get to gain 2 total social points. And you can put them with any of your NPCs that you have with the soccer team.
If I see Lacey, can I invite her over to hang out with us?
Make a perception check.
19.
You look around the room, and you actually do see Lacey. She is walking down the hall, heading towards the lunchroom as well, and she's just stepped through the door.
Cool. I'm gonna say, hey, Lacey, wait up. And I'm gonna jog up to her and say, hey, I'm gonna go eat lunch with the team. Do you want to come join us? You want to, come? Because I imagine it's not just a team; it's a team and their friends and whatever. And so, do you want to come kick it with us?
Okay. She seems a little taken aback at first as you approach her and ask her this. Go ahead and roll a persuasion or an influence check.
Taken aback? All right. I thought I made a good impression. Oh, that's a 7 on influence.
So when I say taken aback, it's not taken aback by what you're asking. Taken aback because she seemed like she was kind of looking for something in particular. And then when you walk up, it just caught her off guard.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you invite her, and she says, I appreciate the offer, Damian. I actually need to do something during my lunch break, so maybe another time?
Sure. Maybe you could come to the soccer practice, and then we can hang out afterward a little bit or something.
Maybe soccer practice is when's that?
It's after school today.
Oh,
I mean, we can hang out
maybe
another time.
Maybe
too. It's nice to see you. That's all.
Oh it's good to see you too, and I would love to hang out another time. It's I can't say for sure if I can today or not.
Okay, no worries. Cool. Have a good lunch. I'll talk to you later. And I'm gonna jog over, grab my lunch, and go sit with the soccer team, and then just essentially unload. You all aren't gonna believe what I saw last night, and talk about the conversation I had with Coach, about the Loroupa High coach not giving a crap about the students making a ruckus. Talk about what happened at the field and how hard they were practicing, and just basically say hey, we really gotta step it up if we're gonna have a chance this year. We're playing a very different team.
Yeah, they're all listening to you and kind of taking note of what you're saying, and the discussion kind of goes on further about what they're doing, and you're kind of filling them in as best as you can. So go ahead and add those 2 social points with 2 of your NPCs. As for the rest of you, go ahead and make your. You made. Let's see. It looks like I see Kat rolled and Aisha rolled.
For
your gossip phase.
Oh, oops, I forgot to. Sorry.
For your looking for gossip. So you're either doing an investigation, or since you're talking to Ronan, you can also do something similar like persuasion, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I did persuasion.
Okay, what'd you get?
An 18.
And David?
Sorry. Looking at other things. 16.
16.
Nice.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and resolve the three of you first. Okay. Now, as for the rest of you, Aisha, David, and Melody, the three of you have gathered together and are making your way, looking for Ronan. It doesn't surprise any of you to see him sitting underneath his typical tree outside the lunchroom. He seems to be reading a book, not paying attention to anybody, but as you're walking towards the doors that lead to the outside, you also see that there is somebody else who is walking up to them. You can only see them from behind right now, but you can see an individual wearing a miniskirt with brown hair that has been done up in, fun buns. You all pause for a moment and watch as this young lady walks over to Ronan, who seems to bend over and is trying to talk to them. Now, do you want to wait and observe this, or do you want to try to get closer and hear some of it?
I'll wait.
Yeah, I want to hear. Wait till they're done talking.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. You all watch as this young woman walks over to Ronan and bent over, like I said, seems to be saying something to him. You don't see Ronan look up at all. They seem to be very intent on the book that they're reading. But you do see like a little bit of head movement. And then you see the young woman stand up straight and stomp her feet and cross her arms underneath her chest. Ronan then finally looks up at her, says something, and then looks back down, and the young woman just stomps her foot again and goes walking away. David, you recognize her. This is Yuna Song, whose grandfather owns Ray's used bookstore that you have been to in the past. She works in the front counter, and I'll go ahead and show you all what she looks like. There you go.
Adorable.
Yes, there's Miss Yuna. She has a very, very red face right now. Long, dark brown hair that, like I said, is done up on fun buns on the side of her head. She has dark eyes and is wearing your typical Coltrane uniform with the mini skirt and the stockings underneath. And she looks irritated. Like, she looks very angry as she goes storming towards the doors that the three of you are currently standing in front of, looking out the window of. You all have to kind of jump back out of the way as she grabs the door, yanks it open, and storms past you all. Do you do anything to stop her, or do you just continue on to Ronan?
I'm going to make a mental note of that, but I'm not going to interact with that.
I want to know, but Melody wouldn't go talk to her, so I can't.
Fair enough.
Oh, there's so many things happening here. I think that while they're distracted by her, David takes the initiative to go talk to Ronan first.
Okay. Give me a stealth check real quick.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I'm good at this. I'm so good at stealth checks. 17. Why?
Well, apparently you are, as the two of your companions are watching this young lady go storming through the lunchroom. You take this opportunity to skip out and make your way over towards Ronan. Ronan, as I've described before, is a thin and lanky young man. He wears a dark blue hoodie underneath his school blazer. It is currently pulled up to just the back part of his head. His head is still visible. He wears round glasses and has very bright blue eyes that usually are surrounded by very dark what's the word I'm looking for?
Shadows?
Eyeshadow, yeah. Just shadows underneath his eyes. David, you make your way over there, hurrying. Aisha and Melody are just now turning to realize that you're gone. So you have a few moments. What do you do?
David sits down in front of Ronan, cross-legged, because this is how you approach this guy. I wanted to talk, but looks like you're gonna have a very busy lunch period. Can I walk you home after school for old times?
You see an eye look up, then a second, or I guess that's not really realistic, but you see his eyes look up and look towards you over the book, the edge of the book. Make a persuasion check. Oh, wait a minute, you did make a persuasion check. That was a 16.
Yeah.
We're going to go with that. He looks up at you. He has a calculating look in his eye. The only word he says is, fine.
All right.
And then he looks back down.
And then David hops back up and wanders back off. That's all that he's going to do for now while there's other people around.
So David's actions have completely changed what I want to do.
Well, so what you saw from your perspective is you look back and David's gone. You walk over to the window and you see him get down and then pop back up like a moment later. This is about the time that you open the door and start walking your way over as well to see David kind of pop up.
If they want to hear that, it makes it more interesting.
I mean, I'll allow a perception check if two of you want it.
Sure.
Are you still going out there then?
It's going to depend on this perception check, I think. No. That's a 12.
Oh, you already typed what you were gonna do.
There was an if statement.
Oh.
I'm asking because it affects what I'm gonna do, so...
Yeah, I mean, that does affect things, so you would have at least seen that, and when you open the door, you wouldn't have heard anything. So if you want to go follow Yuna, you could.
Try not to mitigate too much. Aisha would, try and whisper to David as we start to cross paths. Did that go well?
What?
Aisha would whisper to David as
No, that's his response. Is what?
Okay. Aisha's gonna think about the upset look on Song's face and say, I'm changing my plans, and run off after her.
Okay.
Okay.
David again.
You're running.
This time to himself. What?
Okay, well, Melody, you just saw Aisha turn around and go running off after Yuna.
Okay. I will head toward Ronan then, or Mr. Ronan, since David's leaving anyway, so. But
Okay.
can I roll perception to see, since I'm getting closer, if I can hear what he says before he leaves?
Yes, you could have rolled perception as well.
Okay. $18.
I would say that yes, you definitely would have heard at least the whispering back and forth.
But did I hear what they said, though?
I think you would have caught like the last few words of what David said, and then the response of fine.
So I heard him say after school, and then...
Oh, okay, no, this makes it really interesting. You heard me say the words, for old time's sake.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna make note of that and then continue walking toward Mr. Ronan.
Okay. You go walking up towards Ronan, who is once again just nose in the book, flips a page, seems pretty much oblivious of your presence.
Okay, I'll just sit in the shade next to him and see what he does first.
Okay. You sit down just there in the shade. At first, nothing happens. Kind of steal a glance over at him, heads down in the book, flips a page, and then you see him slightly nonchalantly shuffle a little bit to move himself just a little bit farther away from you.
Okay, I'll just scoot back as close as I was before, and I want to try to look at his book over his shoulder to see if I can see anything inside it.
Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead. What am I gonna do? I mean, this has got to be perception again versus his stealth.
Okay.
You can do it.
Woo, 22!
You glance over and you are able to see the text on the page. The text, it's printed words. It's a lot of words, in fact, and it fills from the top to the bottom of the page in very small, neat print. There is no title on the top. There is no page number on the bottom. As you have a moment to read like a couple of lines, and it seems to be talking in the first person, something about a tea party.
Okay. I'll just sit quietly after that.
Do you and try to engage him at all during that time, or if he just kind of sits there and ignores you and like moves a little bit more away from you every so often, do you just kind of follow him around the tree for the length of lunch?
Yeah, I think that is what I'll do, because Kat said that when she tried to talk to him, he got mad, so I'm just gonna kind of just hang around until he gets used to me.
So you wait about 20 minutes, just sitting there. Every so often, every 5-6 minutes or so, he moves. You move a little bit more. He moves a little bit. You move a little bit more. Finally, after about 20 or so minutes, he closes the book with his finger in the middle of it and glances over at you, and he says, "Are we having fun?"
I say, yes, actually. Are you?
I mean, I was about 20 minutes ago.
How's your book?
More interesting than this conversation.
Can I tell what the binding is made of since I've been up close to it for a while?
Yeah, we're going to ride on that 22 perception check. It is made out of brown leather. It's,
Okay.
It's your typical leather-bound book. The only difference between this and, like, say, a journal is that it's actually been typed in, not printed. So you know somebody actually published this. You kind of glance over at it again, and on the neither the cover nor the spine has any words written on it whatsoever.
Okay. I'll say, well, I'm sorry for annoying you. I just, I noticed you're out here all by yourself, so I thought you wouldn't want somebody bothering you while you're reading, so that's why I was just waiting till you're ready to talk.
He glances over at you again. Go ahead and make an influence check.
Oh, okay. Ooh, a 9.
And what makes you think I want to talk to you?
Well, you seem like maybe we could have some things in common.
He considers this for a moment. You see him turn to look at you, looks you up and down a little bit, and like in a kind of leering sort of way. But as he's doing that, go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. Ah! I think I actually want to use my inspiration.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind.
I'm disappointed for you.
Yes.
But unfortunately, with that.
Oh, wait. Actually, no. Sorry.
Yeah?
I didn't get a 20 with my inspiration because I'm a creative student, so I just want to use that. Sorry. Is that okay? I forgot I can do that.
I'll allow it. It's
Okay.
early in the series. So, instead, you're going to use your inspiration point for your student ability?
Yes.
And that gives you just a flat 20?
Well, 20 plus my modifier, which is 3, I think. Let me check. Yeah, so 23.
Yeah. Okay. With your 23, like, outwardly, he seems to be, like, ogling you a little bit. But then you look at those eyes, and you don't see eyes of like, your normal dude bro perv type. You see very calculating eyes that seems to be weighing and measuring you, and thinking very, 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 very strongly about what you're saying to him. He finally says to you, "Fine, whatever." And he turns and puts his nose back in the book.
Okay. I will just sit here quietly till the end of lunch, I guess.
Okay. So you don't get any information from him per se because neither of you are really talking about anything. However, at the end of your lunch, you can put a social point with James
Oh,
Ronan.
good. Thank you.
You wait until the end of lunch, and you watch as he finally stands up and dusts himself off, and he says to you, you know, Ray's bookstore has a lot of good books. And then he walks away.
Okay.
Aisha.
Yeah.
While Melody was doing that, you had chased after the young woman with the fun buns on her head. As she storms off, she goes through the lunchroom, pushes open the doors with both hands, and goes stomping into the hallway. You chase after her. What do you do?
Once I catch up with her, I want to fall into step with her and just say, "Voice not okay."
Sorry, you're kind of cutting in and out. What did you ask her?
Once I fall into, I want to fall into step with her, and then once I do, I say, "Voice not okay."
She kind of sighs quite heavily, and she says, "Well, at least some of them do."
Yeah, that's right. I shouldn't be so prejudiced. But I saw you and Mr. Junior Editor might have had a little altercation. I felt like you might need some girl talk.
She kind of glances at you. Go ahead and make a you can make either a persuasion or a influence check.
Okay, I'm going to do persuasion. Wish I could have kept the persuasion from before. That's only a 7.
Yeah, this is a bit of a new thing that we're doing here. So, so she looks at you and she's like, "Thanks, I appreciate it, but I need to cool off a minute. That some people, no matter how nice you are to them, they're just always jerks."
Yeah, I definitely know it's under 2 about that. Still, you ever want to talk? I'll be around. I'm not doing much right now.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I know you don't I?
Probably no. Me. And I never gave her a stage name. Crap. But I'm the Aisha Yamamoto, I guess.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've heard of you. You're a former idol, aren't you? Wow. My name's Yuna. It's nice to meet you. I appreciate you looking out.
Aisha is gonna take both of her and take her hand in both of her hands and give it a little shake and go, "Well, if I can't spread smiles right now with my singing and dancing, I can at least reach out to the people in my community when I see them upset."
Thanks. I appreciate it. I'll get over it. I just my grandfather asked me to pass along a message. That guy's just an asshole. trust me, you don't want to deal with that kid.
I'm thinking about the newspaper club, but I'll definitely keep that in mind. Your grandfather, though, you don't mind my asking, someone important in town?
My uncle owns a used bookstore that's not far from here. Students come in all the time and order specialty books. And since I go here, my grandfather always has me telling people when their orders are in. That's it.
Yeah, being older to the family business. The idle work kind of prevented that from happening to me, so you have my condolences 100%.
She gives you a little bit of a smile and she says, "Okay, well, I'll see you around, Aisha. It's nice to meet you."
Yeah, maybe I'll check out the bookstore sometime.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you there. I work there most days.
Hey, Aisha knows it's Ray's. Made that logical leap. Has seen a map of the city before.
Yeah. She is talking about Ray's used bookstore.
Definitely. Ray's, right?
Yep. Yeah, Ray's used bookstore.
Oh. Thank you. I'll keep that tip in mind and have a better day. You deserve it.
Okay. Well, didn't really get a whole lot of information from her, a little bit at least, but you did gain a social point with her.
Yeah.
For being nice. So you can go ahead and put Unisong down on your character sheet. And I think that's a great place to end things for this evening. So, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks when we pick back up in the second half of the Magi-Knights school phase. Should be a lot of fun. Now, as always, I go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. So why don't we go ahead and let's start with David, since you weren't here last week. So, Tensei, tell us who you are.
Sure. Hello. My name is Tensei. I am a technical production type person for Actual Plays. I do a lot of behind the scenes sort of things for everybody, but you can find me primarily on the Bard Rock Cafe podcast. It is a 5e game where we stuck wild magic inside of every single person on the planet, and it's a fun time. Except you won't see me in an episode for a while because we just dropped the first of our solo adventures 20 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
We all got split up at the end of the last big thing, and so everybody gets a solo episode, and I'm not until almost the end.
Wow.
So my episode will be out in October. But yeah, find me there. We're just starting to get big. We just got a network. We just acquired the Wayfaring Strangers podcast is now part of the Bard Rock network, and they've got a new season coming out, and Marty's doing good things if you've seen him over on the Curse of Strahd.
Very cool. Okay, Kira, why don't you go next?
Okay. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights, and with my husband Derek, and you can find us by going to our website, magi-knights.com. We have all our social media links there. And then I'm also the author of the children's book, My Dad the Game Master, which you can get on Amazon.
Nice. Very cool. Ashley, you're next.
I'm Ashleyien. I don't do too much. You can find me here every second Wednesday.
Yep, absolutely. Hana.
Hi, I do lots of random things arbitrarily on the internet all the time. Next week, On Sunday, you can find me on Singularity Roleplay, where we'll be playing our second session of Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, a City of Mist Paintown campaign, where I'll be playing a trans hacker girl who's the exact opposite in personality from Aisha. And then on Saturday the 19th in the evening, you can find me on Lost Caravan RPG as part of their Caravan of Cthulhu Week, where I'll be playing a Call of Cthulhu game set in the modern era, where I play a pothead skater girl who goes by she/they pronouns, and I'm very excited to play her. But beyond that, you can find me, I guess, on Blue Sky now at Destiny Trio Inc. Blue Sky, whatever the rest of the Blue Sky URL is.
Nice. Is that on the 20th? The Call of Cthulhu?
Mine's the 19th.
Oh, yours is the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's the 20th. That's why I was wondering.
I'm in the game with
Okay.
run by Red Servant.
Gotcha. Okay. Los, why don't you go ahead, Los, real quick and tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet.
Sure. My name's Los. You can find me at PDX Homebrew on all the socials, threads and included. I'm not doing much right now, but I don't know. That may change one day. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper for this game. I'm also on occasionally the Lost Caravan. I'm going to be there on the 20th. And this week I will be on the Transverses, All on the Table TTRPG content, where I'm playing Tybal Toldrum, the Catfolk Rogue. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, thank you to everyone who watched once again, and on behalf of everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew and everyone here with the Magi-Knights, I just want to say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may your dreams be infinite. Good night.
Nighty night.
Right.